Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, Down to Business. I'm Exton. Last video we talked about business college in Asia, and this video we're going to talk about how can we get into it. We have a guest today.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss Rosalyn and I am one of the college counselors at VIS.
Hello Miss Rosalyn, can you tell us about your experience of teaching students?
No problem. I've been a college counselor for over a decade and I've been working at VIS for 5 years now. So I first started as a college counselor after college. My training is in English literature and education, and I originally wanted to be a classroom teacher, but then I moved to Beijing and then I started working in a private admissions company and I started working with students one-on-one, mostly in applying to US colleges. And I really loved working with students one-on-one and seeing them grow over time. So that's when I became a college counselor, and when I moved to Taiwan, I joined VIS and here I am.
So from experience, what's the main thing and the most important thing that catches the officer's eyes in application?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And many applications to schools have their own separate requirements. So when you're applying to university, definitely check the university website to make sure that you meet their applications. But generally speaking, they're looking for authenticity. So they're looking that you are a genuine student, that you are who you represent in your applications. You have a genuine interest in what you're applying for. So if it's business, you're pursuing it because you really love it, not because your parents are telling you to do so. And that you are a strong academic applicant. So you're doing well in school, you're strong academically, but you also have maybe activities or recommendation letters that really showcase your strength in the subject that you're applying for.
So after you get their attention, what's some good thing that should include in the application?
So you should definitely check the website for the college applications, but the kinds of things that could be included are your academic transcript, your English language proficiency, so that could be IELTS or TOEFL. There could be other exams like maybe the SATs. There could be your personal statement or essays. They could ask you for an activities list, and they could also ask you for teacher letters of recommendation.
So for this video, we're focusing on business college. Is there any way that can show the business thinking in our application?
Business thinking can be showed in a lot of ways, and so I think colleges aren't necessarily looking for one specific thing, but they can be looking for strengths, and this can appear through a lot of different ways. So you could show your critical thinking or your leadership or maybe your knowledge about a very subset area of financial analysis, and you could show that through your activities, you could show that through your essays, you could really show that, and then your teachers could also speak to that as well. So maybe there's something that you have done well in school. It could be an activity or it could be a project. If you could showcase that and talk about that in great detail, it could be something that you have initiated. So that kind of leadership or that sort of passion about a subject that you're interested in could be really helpful. So one student, for example, was really interested in financial literacy and helping students develop that because he felt that he came from a family in which they didn't have a great financial background. And so by learning more about personal finance, he felt that he learned how to manage his own finances. And so he created an app or a blog in order to help students to learn personal finance skills. And so that sort of passion for financial literacy was very compelling because it was based on a personal experience, and that student actually did something to impact others. So that kind of passion impact can really, really stand out in an application.
So as a student in VIS, what kind of activity or project that we can join to show our business thinking?
Yes, so I definitely should give a shout out to the VIS Business Club. So if there are any things in your school like VIS Business Club or MUN or Impact Taiwan, you should definitely join. Even things like being exhibition organizer for PBL can be very, very helpful. So hopefully there are activities within school, but maybe outside of school, there might also be business competitions or even internships that you can apply to also showcase your business passion.
All right, so we already talked about what's a good thing and what can we do. So I want to ask you, is there any common mistake that students usually make in their application?
Yeah, I think sometimes in the application essays, a application might ask, why are you applying for this university? So let's say it's Singapore National University. In the essay, the student just might focus on the university. They might say, this university is so amazing, it's so great. But actually the university, they know how great they are. They know how special they are. So you don't need to tell them about themselves. But what you can do is you can highlight your assets, your academic strengths, and your professional goals, and how the university can help you achieve them. So creating that unique story in your personal statement, because at the end of the day, the personal statement is personable. It's about you. It's not about the university. You really want to highlight yourself and not necessarily just talk about why the university is top ranking or why you love Singapore. You really want to focus on yourself and how you're connected to the university.
Is there any way that we can stand out from the other application?
Yeah, I think showing genuine interest in the application can be really helpful. For some schools, they care about demonstrated interest. So if you have gone to their info sessions, or if you've spoken to someone who's attended that university, if you've spoken to a professor, all those ways can really highlight how you are genuinely interested in the school because of the school fit and not necessarily just because of the ranking.
So we already talked about something that we should avoid and something is good. For your experience, is there any good application that you still remember to now?
Yeah, I think there are some students who've really shown really great impact. I can think of current students who've made a lot of impact in VIS by creating clubs and also starting competitions. Those are things that are really memorable. And in some applications, there's been students who have joined competitions and really shown impact not just in their school, but also in their community. So there was one student who joined a competition. It was a social entrepreneur competition, and then she really, with her classmates, developed a proposal to help address the houselessness situation and how to support homeless communities in Taiwan. And so I remember that was really memorable.
So other than making an application, is there anything that I can do as a high school student?
Yeah, I think really exploring your passions and pursuing them in great depth is something that you can do. It's very generic to just say, do what you love and explore your passions. But oftentimes the things that you do in your spare time because no one tells you to do them, and things that you really love doing for the sake of doing them in the weekend can really inform you of what you really like. So uncover those. Just apart from exploring your passions, you should also be clear about what you're good at. So some people are really passionate about something, I really like acting, but I'm terrible at it. So I probably shouldn't pursue it as a career. Maybe those things are your hobbies. And then you also want to think about what the world needs more of. So some students are really interested in basketball, or they really like gaming, but those are interests. They might be hobbies, but they might not be necessarily playing basketball in a level in which they can they want to do it professionally. They want to join the national team. So I think just really isolating what you like, what you're good at, and what the world needs more can be really helpful for your future. And we call that the Ikigai. And if you're interested more about that, there's a book that you could read.
So when should we start making or doing our application?
Tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. I think as soon as possible, but generally you want to leave yourself enough time, but it's also okay to change. So grade 9 and 10 is a good time for you to start exploring your interests, join clubs, or take electives, or take APs, or take classes that are related to what you might be interested in. And then in grade 11, you're starting to refine things a little bit and research more colleges. So hopefully throughout high school, you're attending info sessions, you're going to college fairs to learn more about colleges, so that in grade 11, you sort of put together an idea of the schools that you want to target. The summer before grade 12 is a good time to really have a college list and start preparing those essays, because if you really start preparing during that time, you won't be as stressed in grade 12.
Alright, so that's the end of our video. And don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel, Down to Business. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me.